In the distant reaches of the Andromeda Galaxy, the planet Garrix was a monument to survival. Its atmosphere brimmed with acid storms. Mountains bled molten metal. Native predators, eight-limbed beasts known as Velkrith, hunted even their own young. The dominant species, the Clari, evolved not only to endure this chaos, but to rule it. Their warriors boasted carapaces tougher than diamond, and their minds, honed over millennia, mastered tactics and ruthlessness that would shame any conqueror. To the Clari, there was no deadlier world than Garrix. Until they found Earth. It began as a routine operation. Scouts detected a relatively young planet, teeming with carbon-based life and primitive civilizations. Its electromagnetic emissions indicated a developing species, perhaps useful as labor or experimental stock. High Chancellor Sfran dismissed the initial reports. After all, Earth's dominant species, humans, hadn't even achieved unified planetary governance. What threat could they possibly pose? But strategic expansion was doctrine. Garrix's resources were dwindling. Earth, with its biodiversity, fertile lands, and abundant water, was a prize worth claiming. A fleet of 30 assault craft arrived above Earth. They blacked out the sky over its most industrialized nations, China, Russia, the United States, India. An ultimatum was broadcast: surrender and survive, resist and perish. The humans laughed. Their response was not compliance nor fear, but a nuclear missile strike launched within 40 minutes. The Clari's shields held, barely. Sfran was impressed. They show the fire of early Clari, he told his commanders. This conquest will be educational. Troops were deployed. And then the nightmare began. Day 1. Urban drop. Warrior Caste Commander Threxvol led the first assault wave into what humans called Chicago. The objective: subjugate, secure, and extract resources. Threx had led over 60 planetary dominations. He expected the usual: terror, surrender, and resistance broken in hours. Instead, they were ambushed by civilians with homemade explosives. A group of what intelligence had called teenagers lured his squad into a subway tunnel and set off a thermite trap. 5 warriors died screaming, melting inside their armor. Threx himself lost 2 arms. Humans fought without honor, without codes. They faked surrender, used their own dead as cover, and deployed chemical weapons, some of which even affected the Clari. One unit reported hallucinogenic gas bombs labeled riot control agents. Another squad perished in an abandoned mall overrun with armed civilians using shotguns. And these were untrained fighters. Day 3. Intelligence breakdown. Sfran demanded answers. They fight as if born to war, he growled. Yet they have no hive mind, no collective strategy. Field analyst Krivara, a linguistic and psychological specialist, gave a grim report. They are fractured, she said, yet united by fear and rage. Their cultures are chaotic, but they share one trait: resilience. They weaponize everything: knowledge, emotion, the terrain. She played a video intercepted from a platform called YouTube. A human stood in camouflage, holding a Molotov cocktail. You think we're weak? This is our planet. We've survived world wars, genocides, plagues, dictators, and nukes. You think we fear aliens? Buddy, we are the aliens in our own nightmares. The chamber fell silent. Day 7. Biological horror. The Clari underestimated one critical factor. Earth was lethal even to them. The microbes alone were devastating. Garrix's warriors had never encountered viruses that evolved as fast as those on Earth. By the end of the week, over 5,000 troops were incapacitated from infections no Clari immune system recognized. Human biologists captured several wounded warriors. They reverse-engineered their physiology in hours. Reports surfaced of humans grafting Clari armor onto their own soldiers. Worse, they filmed it. They shared it. They celebrated it. One man, known only as Corporal Diaz, went viral wearing half a Clari exosuit, roaring, "Now who's the apex predator?" Day 12. Psychological collapse. Threxvol returned to the mothership, scarred, cybernetically reconstructed, and humbled. They do not fight to win, he whispered to Sfran. They fight because they refuse to lose. Klari morale plummeted. Warriors began requesting exile missions rather than fight, the Terran psychosis. Earth's weather was unpredictable. Its ecosystem seemed to respond to the war. Entire swamps swallowed battalions. Mountains collapsed under orbital bombardment, releasing ancient methane and killing invaders by the thousands. And then came the psychological warfare. Human hackers flooded Klari communication systems with music, chaotic, erratic songs from genres called death metal, punk, and K-pop. One fleet commander detonated his ship after 3 straight hours of something called Baby Shark. Another transmission played endlessly. Welcome to Earth. We have nothing to lose. That makes us monsters. Day 17. Operation Gladiator. In a desperate bid, Sfran ordered the capture of live humans for experimentation. Perhaps, he reasoned, understanding their neural structures might reveal their weakness. 12 were taken from different continents. Only 1 survived dissection. The rest triggered hidden explosives in their own bodies. One female prisoner, before detonating her rib bomb, whispered in perfect Klari, "We learned your language the moment you arrived. We studied you." The explosion breached a warcruiser's hull. She had memorized its layout. Sfran issued the first planetary retreat order in Klari history. Day 21, the fall. The last image received by the Klari High Council from Earth was of a human child, no older than 7, standing atop a fallen warrior. She was covered in soot, holding a slingshot and smiling. Beneath it was a sign in crude Klari glyphs, "Go home." Sfran returned to Garrix with 1/10 of the invasion force. A new directive was passed. Earth is not to be approached, contacted, or studied. Its species is anomalous. Its potential, catastrophic. They placed Earth under quarantine, cloaking its solar system in dark matter fields and warning beacons. Epilogue. Legacy of a Deadlier world. Centuries passed. The story of Earth became legend among the stars. Rebellious species whispered of the humans who defeated the Klari. Children on distant worlds played war games as Terrans. The very name inspired awe and dread. And Earth? It thrived. Humanity reverse-engineered the remains of Klari tech, colonized Mars, terraformed Europa, and built fleets, not for conquest, but for readiness. Because they knew others would come. And when they did, humanity would be waiting. Stronger, smarter, and still just as mad. Because Earth wasn't just deadly. It changed those who tried to conquer it.